Hey, what's going on, guys? So we'll be taking a look at this Spparx arc lighter. I reviewed one of these somewhat recently, but this is from a different company, so this is a different brand and all that. They do have a bunch of these listed on Amazon, so I've checked out 2 of them now. But anyway, this is, yeah, like I said, from a company called Spparx, and this is just the packaging that it comes in. If you don't know already, arc lighters essentially have like 2 prongs in them, and they light things using like an electrical arc rather than an open flame. And the fuel is just like a battery, so you don't have to actually put in any butane or anything like that in it. You do just simply have to recharge it with a micro USB cable, so they are very practical in my opinion, and they also look really good and all that. But anyway, this is just the packaging that it comes in. It is very, very nice packaging in comparison to the last kind of arc lighter I looked at. As you can see, it says Spparx up here in silver, nothing else here, and then it opens up like this. And then we do have the lighter itself here. This lighter does come in 4 colors. It comes in, I want to say, white, black, gold, and silver. This is the silver version here, as you can see. And yeah, this is just the packaging. We do kind of have a warning thing that comes with all these kind of lighters. It says don't use it for more than 5 seconds. Don't like put it in your face. Don't puncture it. Do basically just be intelligent with the lighter. Using it for 5 seconds, I'm not really sure why it says that because I haven't used it for more than 5 seconds yet. But I don't want to find out what it does. I think it might just get like really hot or something like that. But it says don't use it for more than 5 seconds, so I'm not planning on using it for more than 5 seconds. Inside here, of course, we have the lighter itself. As you can see, it looks pretty good in my opinion. And then on the other side here, we just have a micro USB cable, which of course is for charging the lighter. It's a super short cable, and so it fits in this mini box. I'm not even going to open it because it's super short, and yeah. It is just for charging the lighter. It's not much use for other things just because of how short it is, but that's not that big of a deal because it came with the lighter, so it's for charging the lighter. But yeah, the packaging and the presentation of this lighter is really, really good. It's a lot better than the last lighter I checked out. As I mentioned, I don't know if most arc lighters come like this, but this one just looks really, really good. So especially if you're giving it as a gift or something like that, somebody just opens this and they see the lighter presented to them like that. It's just really, really good. So Spparx did an excellent job with the packaging here. That is definitely a very good first impression given off for this lighter. And as you can see here, the lighter itself is in silver. On the bottom of the lighter, we do just have a micro USB charging port, which is of course for charging the lighter. We also have a little LED off to the side here for letting you know kind of when the device is charging and when it is charged and all of that. And then that's really all there is on the lighter. There's a little Spparx logo in the bottom right hand corner. And overall, it's a pretty simple design. The last one I looked at had a kind of engravings and things like that all over it. This one's just pretty simple. It's just silver with a little button in the center, which is of course for creating the arc. To actually use the lighter, we of course flip this little piece up here. And as you can see, we have 4 prongs here rather than 2. Most of them have 2. However, this one has 4, which as you can see here, if you go like this, it creates a kind of double arc, which looks really, really cool. However, one thing that is worth noting again is this has a very, very high pitched noise whenever you use it, which is really unfortunate. This is a lot higher pitched than the other arc lighters I've used. That's probably the main turnoff for this lighter, because if you have a dog nearby or something like that, the dog will go crazy when you start using this. And it's really annoying to human ears too. It's not terrible, like I can survive going like this, but it is pretty annoying. I don't know if you can hear it on camera or not, but I personally almost didn't want to use this lighter just because of how high pitched the noise is. That's definitely the biggest con about this lighter, is the kind of sound it makes when the arc is created. However, other than that, it's pretty practical because it's rechargeable, it doesn't require fuel or anything like that, and also looks really, really cool, as you can see here. The kind of arcs go like the top one goes to the bottom one and the other top one goes to the bottom one, so it's not like going straight across. It creates a double arc, which looks really, really cool when you actually push the little button to create an arc. Not only does it look really cool, it's also really practical as well, just because it is rechargeable, it doesn't use any fuel, and it's also a lot safer than most lighters. I mean, obviously it's not going to be very safe if you put your finger in here and push the button, but if you think about it, like most lighters have like an open flame which you could like drop, and I don't know, for some reason it'd stay on and light things on fire, or a kid could get it and then have access to fire. I mean, a kid could use this easier, but at the same time it's a lot harder to like create kind of a fire with this. I mean, you have to put something directly in between the 2 arcs so you're actually lighting on fire. Like if I go like this and like even have my finger near here, I'm not gonna have any problems, whereas with a kind of normal flame lighter I would. So it's a very practical lighter. It's a lot safer than your normal lighter. The downside to this is that it's a lot harder to use as well, and you are a lot more limited as to what you can use this for. You also won't be able to use this for anything that requires an open flame, like lighting a pipe or something like that, where you would just put the flame underneath it. You won't be able to use it for anything like that. You just have to use it for things that you can put between these prongs. So it works very well for like lighting paper and things like that. I mean, theoretically you could put like a little stick in here and then light the stick and then use the stick to light other things, so it's useful for that. It's still useful for camping and things like that. And you could also use it for like lighting incense sticks and pieces of paper, so you could still start a fire with it definitely, but it's really not that useful for lighting things that have to actually fit between there. Again, like I said, you can light something else and then use that to light other things, but for the most part you will be kind of limited because of the style of lighter it is. To kind of show you the distance between here, I have a penny here, and I will put it between here, as you can see, so you can just kind of check out the distance between the prongs. It really isn't that big at all. It's maybe 3 pennies wide, maybe even less. I think it's about 3 pennies wide, as you can see here, so it's really not that big of a distance at all. So you could just kind of need to check what objects you are planning on lighting with this and whether or not they would take up more than 3 pennies worth of room, because if you can't stick it between these prongs here, it will not light it, which is kind of unfortunate. Overall though, I would recommend this lighter if you aren't too annoyed by really high-pitched sound. It's not like terrible. I mean, it's kind of like a dog whistle, but it doesn't like destroy your eardrums or anything like that. It's just kind of mildly irritating, and you aren't going to be using it for very long. Theoretically, when you light something, it should take like 2 seconds to do, and even in the paper it says don't use it for more than 5 seconds, so it shouldn't be that annoying for at least that long. However, it will be kind of annoying whenever you use it, just because of the high-pitched noise it creates whenever you push the button. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's still a really cool lighter, and I personally would still recommend it. It's also very practical as well. As I mentioned, it's a lot safer, and you can recharge it, so you don't have to use fuel or anything like that. So overall, if you're looking for a very good kind of safe, practical lighter that looks really good as well, and is also kind of impressive, you can show your friends that you can light things using an arc, and it's really cool. And I don't know, I personally still, would still recommend it. Still a pretty cool lighter in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, if you wish to purchase the product, of course, link up in the description, as it always is. If you would like to see more videos very similar to this one, then feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is always appreciated. But if you dislike the video, that's also perfectly fine. But please leave a comment kind of telling me why you dislike videos, so I can hopefully improve upon my videos in the future. This has been Jordan for Jolt Reviews. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next review.